How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. So yesterday I went to Epping Forest with Zarina to get some recordings of some Foley sounds. My primary focus was to record some new footstep samples and make a Kontakt VST, and today I thought I would show you how I go about doing this. So I'll run through this video as quickly as possible. It's just a short video for you guys, nothing too complicated, just to show you the process of how I go about editing my Foley sounds after I've recorded them. So the first thing I do is I'll drag them into the computer, and I've got a folder here straight from this recorder, and then what I normally do is I'll just drag this into Logic. Now for those of you that are not familiar with Logic, so this is a professional audio software I've been using for close to about 12 to 15 years. Amazing piece of software. I've dragged in the audio, so this is the raw file. These are the raw files straight from the recorder. I'll just give you a quick preview on how they sound. So we've got multiple recordings of different surfaces and whatnot, and this is just the raw audio, so it's straight out of the box, straight out of the recorder. It's not edited or anything. And you get the idea. So I've got multiple recordings, and the first thing I usually do is just have a listen to every single one of these recordings. It takes a bit of time. And then I'll just delete the ones that I don't think are usable, and I'll keep the ones that I think are usable. And then once I do that, then I'll get down to cleaning them up. Okay, so for example, say I'm working with this first track. So what I'll do is, so I'll listen through and then get rid of the sounds that I don't think are usable, and I'll keep the ones that are. I've got this left. These are individual footsteps. What I'll do is I'll separate them out, split them. There's one there, another one, a bit longer, split that there, get rid of that one. Once I've separated them, I'll have a bunch of individual footstep samples. And obviously you can hear that's not perfect because, you know, it just cuts off. So that brings us to the next step, which is editing these individual footsteps to clean them up, make them sound much better. So what I'll do is I'll really zoom in and focus on each one of these, fade them in and out from the beginning to end to make them more smoother, you know, like so. Maybe drag it out a bit more. So this is quite a tedious process, and I'll go through every single individual sample to do this. Now you can hear the noise. So what I'll do is get rid of the noise. And S1. Okay, so check this out. So this plugin gets rid of the noise and the hiss that you hear. So if I bring this up a bit, clean, hear that? Let me turn this up a bit. Yeah, so it's just a case of fiddling with these and just making them sound as perfect as possible without too much noise. So that's 2 clean footsteps right there. And then I'll just do a bit of EQing, you know, bring out some of the details. Maybe take out some of the low end. Depends on each sample, how I want them, you know, start shaping them how I want them to sound. And then I'll usually compress them so they're all around the similar level, because if you look at these two and then look at this one's got a higher peak, so this one will be louder most likely. Just hits a bit more, so I'll try and bring that down, compress it, so they're all kind of around the same loudness. So once I've done this and I've got all my tracks laid out, when I export this, just call it step 1. And then this one can be step 2, just say. And then obviously this isn't fully edited, I'm just showing you quickly. So once I've added a few more bits and compressed it, and then I'll edit it and then bounce it, I'll get these final exports. And now these are ready to use in my ambiences. But there's one other step I do which takes this to a whole nother level, and that is to make a Kontakt instrument. So to make a new Kontakt instrument, open up an instance of Kontakt. And for those of you that are not familiar with Kontakt, it's essentially a sampler. You can do all sorts of stuff on this. It's brilliant. I'll try and keep it as simple as possible so that for those of you that have never used this, you can understand clearly what I'm doing and get an idea of what I'm doing. I'll start a new instrument. I know this might look all confusing and whatnot, but don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you. So these are the final audio edits that I've made from my recordings in Epping. This is one track. I've got a few tracks, and with this track I've got 12 individual samples. And so I've exported these out like I've shown you before. And now this is the fun bit. So what I do is I'll drag these into Kontakt. Okay, so we've got our 12 samples there, and that's me just pressing the keyboard. And I'll just line them up. There you go. So see this red dot? That's me pressing the keyboard. I've got my MIDI keyboard in front of me. So now I've laid this across the keyboard, and now I can save this as an instrument. I can call this gravel footsteps, for example, and save it. I've already got it saved, so I'm not going to do that. But the point of this is now I have an instrument that I can use in my ambiences. If I want someone walking slowly, you know, there's so much you could do with this. So now I've essentially got a footsteps VST instrument. For example, say I want some, you know, slow footsteps coming towards me. So I'll record this in. Okay, just a quick example. Got this. Speed this up a bit. This is what I've just recorded in. And now I can use binaural panning to make this sound 3D. So if I want the footsteps coming in from the top up close, I'll just do this. I'll just record that in. Footsteps walking towards my right here. Now walking behind me, and then leaving on the left. And there you have it. So now if I play that back, sounds good, right? So there's a whole heap of possibilities, you know, you can come up with. It's just so versatile creating these instruments. So that's what I normally do. This is one footstep sample that I've used. I use multiple I use multiple variations of these, and I just build up my sound packs like that. So, you know, I could have one with voices, you know, footsteps, random Foley sounds, kitchen utensils, coughing sounds. That is pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click the subscribe button. I've got lots more new ambiences on the way, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later.